Ah, fine. Got in all right?
Yes. Am I supposed to hang on to the chitty?
You won't get out without it. I sign it and pass you down the line.
Right.
Now, I have to tell you, I've only got a few minutes. Meeting upstairs with the big five. I can't keep them waiting, I'm afraid.
Sounds as if you don't enjoy working for the ministry, sir.
I don't enjoy marching a desk around.
Well, I was wondering, sir, about a very general area. Exercise losses, accidental deaths and injury, that sort of thing.
Is this for your department?
Of course. Who else?
I can tell you that most of the accidents are the result of carelessness rather than operational misjudgment.
I heard that on some of the exercises in Suffield, Canada, men have died. Is that true?
Live firing exercises do have their hazards. I'd rather be there than up a street in Belfast, however.
Do you ever do any live firing exercises in the UK? On the Caithness training area, for example?
We don't do live firing exercises in the UK, Mr. Crane.
Not even in Caithness? I'd have thought that was the ideal sort of place. Remote, quiet, that sort of thing.
Have enough trouble keeping our training areas, Mr. Crane. People don't like the army until it's necessary, and then they can't do enough for us. But at the moment, we're made to feel we're a liability. I won't be quoted, of course.
Yes, I see. I gathered the locals up there were beginning to complain about your operations.
I don't know where you have your information from, Mr. Crane, but you will be aware that some areas, some training, is not public knowledge. For obvious security reasons, I shouldn't need to explain to you.
Official secrets, yes. It does rather depend on your reading of the national interest, though, doesn't it, sir?
I'm sure our views on that will coincide. I'll check, see what statistics we may have in the office. Joan, I want some statistics on accidents during training, here and in Germany. Put in the Suffield stuff, too. Mr. Crane will collect on his way out. That suit? Mr. Crane, will that suit?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you for your time, sir.
My pleasure. I hope you understand my reticence.
You've been most helpful. Thank you.
I can see why you keep the flat on, Tom. It's charming. Is it the first time
What the
you've
hell are
been
you
back?
doing here?
I've just heard today about your brother. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you something for nothing. You are not going to stop me finding out about Michael. I want to know who's responsible.
I hate to remind you, Crane, but you do have a duty to us. Although I'm sympathetic, your personal problems are no concern of the department. And if you endanger our work, I shall be forced to do something about it.
What are you going to do? Lock me up or warn me off?
Believe me, I'm...
Why should I? You recruited me by coercion. I was to work for you, in return for which you would help me to find Drexel, to avenge Julia's death. But what help have I been given? None! Now I've got something else to avenge.
Very well. But let me tell you this for your own good. Stay away from Whitehall, from officialdom. They are not involved.
The Ministry of Defense, to be precise.
If you like, yes.
And what is your connection with them?
The government funds us. They expect some return for their money.
Even for military use?
Defense work only, of course.
Are you telling me that any number of people have access to the results of the department's experiments?
Only at a very high level.
And who decides the level?
I don't think it's
Like, for
necessary
instance,
to-
who suddenly decided that Anne Rendell's classification had dropped so far that she can't get access to information she needs for her work?
When did this happen?
Yesterday.
I'll look into it.
You mean you didn't know? Well, it seems to me you've got a serious security problem on your hands if you've lost control of that computer.
Really?
What if something like mind control data got into the wrong hands? What if someone were to create a chain of people, easy to manipulate, not only within the department, but in key jobs outside as well? What then?
I can assure you that the blocks and checks in Department 7 work all along the line.
You can't block and check people's minds, especially from someone like Drexel. He can infiltrate anyone's mind, sensitive or not, through that girl Morag. And you didn't answer my question.
I think you've wandered into realms of science fiction. It doesn't suit me to have any such hypotheses checked outside the department. Check inside. Double check. And keep your personal scores for other times and other places.